Howdy there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Joey Angel, and I am back again with another bedtime story. Now, before I start, Sharky, I would like to quote a phrase from Corey Taylor. You obviously are a big Taylor Swift fan, so you probably wouldn't even know who Corey Taylor is. Don't know, plays his own instruments, writes his own songs. But it says this, buddy. You called us a dead generation, and you told us that we wouldn't survive. You left us so long in the maelstrom. Big word for you. But as you can see, we're all plenty alive. We know where you are and we're coming. And I'd like to see you say that shit to our face. Sharky, as I said, I've got friends in AEW which you can't take away. I got people that are backstabbing you, but one of the funniest stories I heard today was I got a screenshot of what you posted on the AAW staff site saying, Joey's going on a random rant, rah rah rah. If you want information, please don't comment. Please PM me. How funny is that? You want them to PM you so that way it's not publicly put up so you can fill their minds with more bullshit. You can lie to them even more. And this is the point I'm getting at. Like, you can't hide the fact. I've seen people like JC Blade who, that's a funny one, isn't it? Hey JC, how you doing? JC Blade is the biggest full of shit motherfucker I have seen. He left AEW for 2 years after he broke his neck, which he did. And JC, who was the first one that broke kayfabe after James Grace told me not to go to the ring, not to break kayfabe, at the Easter Festival a few years ago. Remember that? Yeah, I remember that. When they had to cut your clothes off and nearly have to cancel the fireworks. It was the first person out to the ring for you. It was me. I was your fucking friend, buddy. And what did you do last show? You turned around and punched me in the face because you were in a bad mood, because you had a fucking shitty match, because you were one of those guys that paid to put yourself on a fucking pedestal. I'm not going to praise you for that. And what happened afterwards? Right as I lost my shit, it took about 4 or 5 guys to hold me off you. You walked away. I've never seen someone move so fast. Actually, I think there was like a puff of smoke behind him. He was like the Roadrunner. Runs off. And then next thing my theme song hits, I had to go out and tag team with, oh yeah, fuck you Brad, that guy, in just this dysfunctional, fucked up match with 2 guys, fresh off their, again, second match ever in the history of the fucking world, with a guy who's so lazy and has a history of being lazy. You know what? In the next few bang bang shots, I'm going to start splicing in some old footage, because that might sort of give people a visualization on how you've ran things. So fresh off that, after that shitty fucking match, in which I could have cared less, which you got crappy at me because I turned around and fucking hung over the ropes to the fans, went blah 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 blah, because Brad, and I quote you, when I asked for the microphone and said, hey man, I'm trying, you know, because the fans were behind me, not you. When I asked for the microphone to put you over, and you turned around to me in the ring and said, I'm already over. Fuck you, man. You're not over. You're a fat cunt become skinny who throws his power around like you fucking God. You're not God. We've had this conversation. I'm not going to repeat myself. We can't tell the same old stories. This is a new bedtime story, remember? And then after that match, I get backstage. And who's standing in the hallway? JC. And what did I do, JC? What did I do, Jason Allen? Not J-Sin, Mr. I'm going to fucking suck the cock of the lead singer of fucking My Chemical Romance or whatever the fuck you're doing. What the fuck did I do? Mr. I am obsessed with him, the band. I'm sure him would fucking hate you. What did I do? I walked up to you and I said, you know what? I'm not going to give you heat for punching me in the fucking face, and I'm not going to punch you back, but if I ever see you do something like that to me or anyone else again, I will be all over that. And then I went up to Shark and I took Shark aside and I said, Shark, do not give JC Blade heat. He was in a bad mood. I don't want to cause a problem. What happens? Hey, let's predict next show. Main event, The Shark. Oh, versus James Grace in a 3-hour-long promo. Whilst also, JC Blade comes out all dark and ominous because Vince Russo gave him some fucking tips on being more dark and ominous. Which Shark, this is kind of funny. Shark, don't you charge people like $200-300 to sit down and have a Skype chat with Vince Russo? Yeah, fuck you, Russo. Where's the money go? You unemployed fuck. Also, what's hilarious about all of that as well is there's a reason I didn't pitch any more money in when you were asking me for a lot of it leading up to anniversary, is because I knew this shit would happen. I knew it would eventually happen, and as opposed to blaming yourself, you choose to blame the performer. And you know, I've seen so many people fall because they've decided to speak up to you, and the way you boost your buddies and the way you run things so unprofessionally and the way your training and your shows are so unprofessional that you just cut them short and cut everyone else off them. You blacklist them and then you're too cowardice. Yeah, what's funny is we've also had a lot of falling outs in the past, but you know what, you will never ever do that in person, because every time I turn up in person, you all run with your tails between your fucking legs, or you're like, hey buddy, how you doing buddy, hey buddy, and then you'll post up cryptic fucking Facebook messages. Another problem that I would like to address here is, isn't a protocol part of insurance that every wrestling company should have a medic there? We all saw the really tragic case that happened in AAA a couple of months ago, or a month ago, with Rey Mysterio. And the medics weren't quick on hand. Well, hey, guess what, Shark? How many people have you injured? How many times have you been injured? How many times have I been injured? And there hasn't been a single medic on hand. I've literally had bills. When you took me off the top of a steel cage and angled me wrong and bulged a disc in my back, in which I'm still paying for today, and that was, 2009? 2009, it's now 2015, and my back is still fucked because you couldn't fucking do your job properly. And don't turn around and say, you didn't bump properly. It's kind of a bit hard when you put pressure on my left shoulder, push my arm behind my back, and smack bang. You didn't pay for that ambulance. It cost me $900. Where's my $900? Hell, what we're talking, you know, Sharky, where's the money that people like Mark Valor gave you? I remember, going back, hi Mark Valor, I still remember a time where Rob Conway, Paul London, Eugene came down, and I put in a good $800 towards that. And when I asked you, it was a 2-night show with 3-4 celebrities, and I said, hey man, can I have a match with these guys? I've pitched in enough money. He tried to be one of the pitch the money in guys, believing Shark was a nice fucking guy. Didn't happen, did it? No, you turned around to me and said, I'm sorry, but we've already built the card. So what was I paying for? I paid to wrestle Casey Hansen 2 nights straight. But Mark Valor got a text message that same day saying, hey, Valor, if you pitch me in $100, you can tag team with Rob Conway. Instead, Chris Target teamed with Rob Conway. Craven wrestled Eugene. Grace wrestled Paul London. Huh, by the way, Grace, funny story as well. I remember this night, you took my RKO, my cutter, which, you know, I don't label that by any means. It's a move. It's a fucking move. It's a people's move. But it's my signature. It's part of what I do in the ring. It's part of the way I conduct and perform my match and the way I climax that match. I asked you why you gave Paul London a cutter. You turned around and you said, because you gave my move to someone else. I gave someone a sit-down slam. You're trying to attempt to do a Michinoku driver. You can't even do a fucking Michinoku driver. There's a difference between a sit-down slam, which is basically a scoop slam, where you jump in the air, leg drop your own ass, and fucking slam them down safely, as opposed to you doing a Michinoku driver, mate. I didn't steal your fucking move. And who's always been the one that's turned around and gone, well, it's alright, don't worry about it. Trying to keep the fucking peace, but no one keeps the fucking peace, mate. You're all full of shit. I've seen your little bantering and your little bitching. And the worst part, the part that scares me, is I've got so many fans that are loyal to what I'm talking about and understand what I'm talking about and understand that it's all the truth and understand that it's all making sense. And they appreciate the fact that I'm doing this. Where you're sitting there and you're going in damage control right now, trying to recover yourself while simultaneously, and by the way, remind me when my phone charges, I'll show you the screenshots. So you're not safe, buddy. I have the proof written right there. You're literally taking the piss out of fans, out of myself, obviously. Well, who gives a shit about you taking it? I don't care, otherwise I wouldn't be posting another fucking video, would I, buddy? But obviously I have a life outside of wrestling too. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop. 5 to the chest, mate. Not 1 to the head. 5 to the chest. I'm just going to let you bleed from that last one before I give you this next one. But guess what? The next 3 are going to come a hell of a lot faster. I can keep going. But you know, what if I told you the reason it's 5 to the chest, Shark, is because there are just so many stories, so many truths to be told about you. And you sit there with your face that looks like a fucking little painted egg, and you kayfabe people constantly, like, you pretend to be this, oh yeah, it's alright, yeah, hey, I'm the Shark, dude, oh yeah, don't worry, it's all good. And you got fucking Chris Tucker, he's like, oh, best in the world, buddy. There's a divide between wrestling and real life. And you get people like JC Blade, you get people like the Shark, and you get people, well, Shark's complete opposite. Shark's got like fucking 10 personalities. Maybe we should make that the next chapter to this story about Shark's 10 personalities. But then you got fucking Brad who sits there and actually here's even more funny, is that same post where Shark posts on the AEW staff saying, Joey's saying a bunch of shit, don't respond, deleting, rah, 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 block him, and if you have any questions, PM me. So obviously it's not up public again, and so obviously you can fill their head with more bullshit again, because you're not exactly going to tell them to PM me, are you? No. You're going to do it that way, but then directly under that says, Dallas Knight, Brad Davis, whatever the fuck you want to call him these days, has been added as an administrator. That's even funnier, like, and he sits there and he talks down to people, like, he talks to people like shit. He genuinely does, and this is like not even inside the ring, this is outside the ring. He would just treat people like shit, and next thing you see him sitting with fans that don't know better going, hey, yeah, how you doing? Here's a shirt, even though you banned me from throwing my own shirts. So you know what? As I said to you, We are a collective. You can't stop us. Let us see you say that shit to our face. Because we remember. And we don't forget. But we know where you are. And we're coming.